left this past weekend. So thank you so much for joining us this morning to get started on a brand new week. And today we're going to talk about is what does it really look like to be curious? And it's interesting when you look at theology, right? A lot of the time you'll hear things around the desire for truth in older writing, and that desire for truth, what is that? Well, today we'd call that curiosity. Do you really desire to understand what's true versus proclaim it? And a lot of the time people just proclaim it. It always goes one way. They're not that open to the back and forth. And what if we opened, and I think we're all that way a lot of the time actually. And what if instead we went into a week really open to being curious? So I want to read for you a passage on that, and it's a beautiful way to kind of start our week. It's the idea that there's two lights in the world. There's light that comes from heaven. There's light that comes from the world. And the world is the sun and the moon and all that stuff. And heavenly light is what comes from deep within our hearts. And that leads to this enlightenment. So listen to this line. This is from Secrets of Heaven 31:38. Enlightenment and perception are possible when there is a desire for love, which is spiritual warmth and which gives light to the objects the light shines on. To take an example by way of comparison, it's not the sun's light that gives life to plants, but warmth present in the light. So that's a beautiful thing. Again, something could be really bright on the North Pole, but it's not going to grow because there's not warmth. So the key thing there, friends, is that curiosity is such a significant moral virtue, and we have to have that desire for truth. And notice the connection here. If we don't have that desire for truth, we're not going to find enlightenment. We're going to find sort of echoes of our own voice. We're going to find, ways to be right. We're going to find all the evidence, quote unquote, that will make us right. But it's not true curiosity. It's not true curiosity. And what is it to go into a week truly, truly curious? Well, it means when challenging things come up, that we're able to take a breath. We're able to do prayers such as, God, give me your eyes to see this, which we've talked about before here many times. It's where we're just able to keep the edges soft and just I wonder what's possible here. And really asking that question before we panic and before we judge. Again, panic comes all out of fear. Judgment comes all out of rightness. And if we're all feared up, or we're also so worried about being right, we're not going to find that curiosity that can really be life-giving. And what's just a very simple check to have, and that we all can practice today going into life a little bit more curious today, is imagine asking a question of another person where you really don't know the answer. And those kind of questions are wonderful, and it takes a little work in our brain, because so much of the time we're thinking, I want to lead the conversation this way, or I want to lead it this way so that I can talk about what I think. But instead, just really asking an open-ended question where it's just open. We don't really know what they're going to say. We don't know what their perspective's going to be. And then we're just able to watch how it slowly unfolds. And we don't jump right in with a bunch of statements of our own. We just take a breath and we just take it in. We check for understanding. We can ask them questions about what they just said. It allows them to further it out and out and out and out. And what happens, friends, is we find this incredible gift of listening. The curiosity on one side leads to the gift of listening on the other. Truly listening to another. Deeply listening to another. My goodness, does the world start to shift when we do that. And then, of course, we're going to find enlightenment. You think about how enlightenment works. All of a sudden, literally, the light will go on, and we'll be enlightened about ways to connect with this person because we'll understand what really they love, what they really care about. We'll bring this warmth to it all. Again, not the bright, blasting sunlight. We'll bring this warmth to the conversation. And again, that will open them up to all kinds of things. So, friends, it's kind of a fun one to look at. I mean, curiosity, I feel like we could talk about that all day long. I love talking about curiosity because the older I get, the more I realize the people I want to be around are the people I find I want to be around who are really deep spiritual people. They have a curiosity that is amazing. I think Jesus was that way. I remember reading a thing from Richard Rohr. He was talking about all the questions that Jesus asked and how few times Jesus actually came in with a hard and fast proclamation. And even when he comes up with a hard and fast proclamation, it's love God and the person right in front of you. It's that kind of proclamation. which gets our head thinking even more, like creates even another level of curiosity, which is kind of fun to think about. So friends, go into today. Again, if a curveball comes along, just be like, okay, what's possible here? Asking that question. And if the day is just like smooth sailing all day, keep on asking the question, what's possible here? And think of someone you love, and think of maybe you're not able to really exercise this curiosity till later in the day, but really think through a question you could ask them where you don't actually know the answer, and then see what happens. It's good stuff. All right, dear friends, hope that makes sense. Curiosity is always so much fun to talk about. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little breath. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the prayer bell. We're going to do a little recitation, a little meditation. Then we're going to do the Our Father prayer from the New Testament, back to the Old Testament. Then we'll say hi to friends who've joined us on Facebook. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath. A meditation. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little cheery hello to those who might have joined us today on Facebook. See how everybody's doing. All right, let us see here. All right, Linda, good morning to you, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. And then flipping over to here. All right. Comments over there. Get this. Come on, Nelly. All right, no comments over there. So, friends, gonna wish you all the very best. God bless you.